Hi YouTube, this is Susan, and I have been working on a mini album that I wanted to share with you guys. This is my first mini album video, so I'm a little nervous, so I hope I do okay. I haven't really had to explain too many oftentimes which techniques I used or whatever. So if you have any questions, if I missed something that you would like to know more about, just leave a comment and I'll be happy to give you more information about whatever it is. So there's this potential swap that I'm going to sign up for, I believe. It's in January, so I haven't quite committed to it yet because this would be my first swap also. So I'm just trying to be comfortable and with it and make sure that I am satisfied with what I am sending to the other person. So any comments will be greatly appreciated. This is my mini album, and the subject is romance. And there's one rule with this swap that everybody had to make their own paper bags, and you make the paper bags out of copy paper. And various people on the websites had talked about how they were going to do the paper. Some were going to print digital images on their copy paper, and some people tried wrapping paper and various different types of paper. And what I ended up doing was kind of like a tea dyeing effect on my paper. Instead of tea, though, I used my spray inks. I put hot water in a large long pan and put in some purple ink from my ink sprays and soaked my paper in it for 10 minutes or so, and then dried it, and it came out really pretty. I think it was purple, and it has some imperfections. It's not perfect, and that's the way you want it when you do that. So I was very pleased with it. So you're going to see a lot of purple throughout the book, and the paper bags are purple. And the tutorial for that was actually really nice. It was not that hard to make the bags, and I was actually really pleased with them when I got done. Except for they're shorter. They're not as tall as a paper bag that you would get from Michael's. So this album was a little bit harder to make because the envelopes were the paper bags were so short. It was just a little different. But I did use a hard binding, a hard book style. This would be the style of MySisterScrapper and probably some Kathy Orta influence and probably various other people. I watch a lot of YouTube videos just like everybody else does. So I'm not really sure where some of these items may have come from because it's, I just picked them up through osmosis, we'll say. But I do know that MySisterScrapper, she's probably my favorite with mini albums. She teaches very well, so if you would love to learn how to make one of these, check out her channel. It's MySisterScrapper, and she has a lot of very good tutorials. Okay, so I created a chunky charm for my journal, because I usually always put a chunky charm on the side or some type of a charm. I love dressing the book up with jewelry because I love jewelry, but that's kind of what I think about when I do that. And there's various charms and a heart, and it's pretty sparkly, which makes me happy. And then I added some Studio Calico wood veneers, and I just added glitter and some glossy accents on that. And this paper is from the DCWV Once Upon a Time paper line. That is what I chose for this book. And the reason I chose that for the book is I really thought, when I think of romance, I guess I do think of fairy tales a lot, which sometimes people say that's a bad thing, right? Just a dreamer. But I have a really good life, and so far, it's worked for me. I know it doesn't work for everybody else, but I have my Prince Charming. So that is the paper line. And if you haven't seen the paper is just beautiful. There's a lot of different colors and a lot of different images with castles and mermaids and Pegasus, and just which you'll see through the book. The theme of the paper is you can create your own fairy tale. So I just thought that was appropriate. But anyway, so in the front, I created a pocket out of a tag. I think that's K & Company, and I added this tag to it, which I believe is 7 Gypsies. They have such nice tags. They are finished on the front and the back, which I think is really nice. I'm assuming that all of their tags are that way. This would probably be the first purchase that I've made of their tags, and all the tags are just great. They're very vintage and have different subjects, really neat. I purchased this flower from Joann's. I don't recall what the maker is. I can tell you what my purse maker is, but the flower I cannot tell you. I guess that shows you what priority flowers have with me. I think flowers are beautiful, but I really just started using them. The reason being is because I love paper. I think the paper is so beautiful, and I think that we spend all this money on these beautiful stacks of paper that the paper, I mean, most of the time it speaks for itself. It is lovely on its own. So I'm a minimalist when it comes to embellishing. So this book I've embellished more than I normally would. And I did that because some of the rules on the swap were that they required certain amount of embellishments. So in most of the history of the swaps that I saw for this particular group, they enjoy embellishments. So I really tried to step out of my comfort zone and embellish it a little more than I normally would. So this flower I actually made, and I found this tutorial on Emily280881's channel. She has a really nice tutorial on how to make these flowers, and it's really hard to see how pretty it is with this light lavender or purple organza. It doesn't really show up as well on the camera. But her tutorial is called New Flower and Tutorial Shabby Rose, and the process is really not difficult at all. And I almost like them more than purchase roses, but I'm kind of a newbie, so what do I know? But I actually have one that I did in this turquoise organza, and the trick is using organza, and you actually melt the petals to make them curl up, and it really makes a nice flower. Anyway, so on to the book. This is a Kaiser craft sentiment from the Forget Me Not collection, and I just put some glitter on here and glossy accents, and that made it really sturdy or durable, so I think it will withstand a little abuse. I added a Tim Holtz key there and just put a little glitter glue in the sentiment just so it will show up a little better. And then I added the wood veneers to the front also with the glitter and the glossy accents. And that works really well, actually. So I added a closure, a charm closure, and that's a Tim Holtz hitch post, I think it's what it's called. And then just added a few charms to this. We have a frog and a locket and pearl and a charm that says believe, because that's appropriate for fairy tales, right? You have to believe in a fairy tale, or maybe you don't, I don't know. And then a little heart charm. So, all right, and we will open the book. And the inside cover, I created this waterfall style photo, whatchamacallit, I believe it's called a waterfall. Anyway, so they have lots of room to put pictures. And then the first page is the title page of the paper. I created, this is very similar to MySisterScrapper, but I added little things to it to kind of make it my own. So this little flap here is actually a pocket that I created. And I added glossy accents, and this is just a tag that came with one of some other collection probably that I had, and that is a Butterbeast scratch charm that I added to it. Oh, put that back in there like that. And then this actually flips up. I did use a little Velcro. I've yet to find those really good magnets that they have out there on the web. I should order them online, but I just haven't done it yet. I'm really impatient to order online, as most of you, well, there's a lot of online shoppers out there, but I really like to go to the Joann's and fill up my cart. That's a lot of fun for me. But so I fussy cut some accents from the paper and just created this little place for this little tag. And then, like I said, I didn't really over-embellish. Some people are like, you didn't embellish at all. But I think the paper is so pretty. And I added glossy accents to some of the accents on the page. I think that's enough, but I might be wrong. We shall see. Anyway. All right, so the back, and then this does have a tag that pulls out from the envelope there. The paper bag, rather. And then you turn the page, and this is the back side of the first page. And the reason I made it this way is because the images were so pretty. And this was the 12 by 12 stack, and this album is a lot smaller than I normally would work with. And the images are really for a larger style album, I guess you could say. But I really tried to maximize on each page that I used. I wanted you to be able to see what the theme of that page was. So, anywho, so there's a lot of embellishing. I did put another sentiment from the Kaiser craft, which is a door, and then another veneer, and then that's another Butterbee Scraps butterfly. And then that's something probably from a different paper pack that I put glitter on and glossy accents. I guess I just love glossy accents, but it is a very cool thing to use. All right, this page is, the theme of this page is Dream, and I made a little library envelope here, and put a couple tags in there, and those tags are, this is from that, I think that's from K & Company, I want to say, from that same tag pack. And then this is from a different paper line, but I thought that chandelier was appropriate for romance, so, and for this paper, because it is, a fairy tale, like castle type of paper. Okay, all right. So you flip that, and there's place there for a picture. And as I said, the theme is Dream, and I glossy accented the D there. And there again, I just really relied on the paper. I did add one embellishment. This is from another paper pack, probably. And actually, it could be from a pack of embellishments, the paper embellishments. I guess that's what you would call those. And then it just has a little clip here that holds that shut. All right, turn the page on the back side. I created, this is a little different than a tutorial. I created a library pocket flip down, so you have these tags, and this paper is the paper that I dyed with my ink sprays, and then I just played with some of my stamps. Had a lot of fun with using stamps that I probably wouldn't normally use, because I'm pretty new in the stamp area as well. This is one of the pages from the collection. This is the Pegasus, which I thought was really pretty. And the next one is Far, Far Away. And I added a veneer there and just kind of put a little bling on there. Looks like flat back pearls and glitter. Or actually, no glitter, just glossy accents. Flip it up, and then that's the castle page. And there is a tag in each one of these. If I forget to pull them out, I'm sorry about that. They're kind of hidden for me, but this is a real faint image of the castle. So that's really pretty. Alright, and then the next page, another library pocket, flip down. And there's the paper there. And I still may go back and add a couple more embellishments inside there. I was trying to not fill it up so much, because I put a lot of places in here for pictures, and once you put pictures in here, it's gonna, I believe my closure may not work anymore. It'll be a very big book, even though I left plenty of room in the gusset, or whatever you want to call that. Okay, so this is the next page. This is one of my favorite pages, Kiss a Frog. and it has a frog here, and I put bling on his crown, and then I cut a little slit in there for a tag, and then there's lots of room here for pictures. Okay. And kind of the reason, you know, I figured if somebody wanted to journal or put a picture on the back of these, or the front even, they can. So I guess I didn't put a lot of journaling spots inside, like in here, but kind of that's the reason why I added all these tags. It gives them the option to do that if they want to. Alright. And this is a really pretty page too. Have the library pockets again, and then the mermaid, which is really pretty. Just there's so many colors. It's really a fun paper to work with. And then the next one is, this one has a little flip down as well. I did not put a tag in that one, but this one is A Touch of Magic. And actually inside here we have the fairy paper, which is really pretty. And that's, I believe the shine, no, I did put glossy accents on the wings. That's right, I did do that. And then on the M also, I put glossy accents on all the big letters. And that's another flower that I made from Emily's tutorial, which I mentioned in the beginning of the video. And then the next one is another set of library pockets. And this paper is really pretty too. It's mushrooms and a fairy. And the next one, this one's a little plain. I might add a little more to this one, I'm not sure, but I just used a little bling that I got from Joann in the dollar stack, really, and put one of the wood veneers on there. And then it's True Love's Kiss. I did glossy accent these, the flower and the butterfly. So the paper's so pretty, it's really hard. It's just to cover it up. I just think it's embellished. It has a natural embellishment, if you could say that. And then here's the flip down. And this is it's a stained glass window type of paper. And then the very back, I just put a flap here where they can put a picture, and they can put a picture under here. They can journal, you know, and do whatever they like on there. And that's Happily Ever After. And then my closure goes through the back, so I just wanted to finish it pretty, you know, with a pretty finish. So I added that charm and that little bling there. So that is it. Let me know what you think. I really love it, so I mean I think somebody else might love it, but I'm still on the fence. I had a lot of fun making it, so I guess that's all that really matters. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for watching.